All right.
Where am I?
Yeah. Ulrich Boatman, the educator. Boatman, I am here.
You got the thing on our channel?
Yeah. And I'm here with.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
No, that's not what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say.
Big Elvis, I'm here.
Yeah, you're supposed to say I'm here with.
We just talked to us if this stuff is working.
Yeah, it's working. I think.
We can't hear it. I don't hear anything.
Oh, it's paused.
Somebody wrote, sounds good. Somebody
Yeah,
sounds
we're
good.
good. We're good.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Good to hear.
Sounds good. I'm happy now. Now I am happy officially.
Now we're moving. We're moving and grooving.
Bing bong.
All right.
So, no banter. That's over.
No, banter's good.
We're going to go straight to the show. Young lady from Australia claims to have slept with 300 men in 1 year.
Yes.
In this 1 year, she's gone to massive podcasts and huge fame, and she has an OnlyFans. We're going to start this, play a little bit of it, and give our critique. Premium Black News, y'all.
Went from sudden, like not really being known internationally to like this big boom virality. How have you been able to handle that? Has your DM been obviously busier? You're on a fantasy football show / talk show now, so you're gonna get in front of my audience. How often are you doing interviews? How big is it? How have you been able to handle all this attention all at once?
I mean, it's been a lot. I had a reporter show up at my house. I had paparazzi in front of my house.
Wow.
Like, it's been absolutely crazy. And that was like I felt like I was scared after that because that's like a huge invasion of privacy that they like found my address and stuff, which is kind of scary. But yeah, like it's honestly been pretty crazy. I feel like I'm fairly down to earth and I've got like a very level head. So like I can handle it. I'm handling.
But have more than a level head.
At the end of the day, when it comes to OnlyFans, like any publicity is good publicity. So even if these news articles and these what news outlets are saying negative things about me, at the end of the day, it's publicity and people are going to see me more, and just sends people to my OnlyFans page, which in turn makes me money. So it's all good.
Oh, it's so good.
Being pretty wild. How they found your house, and did they just like paparazzi? They just knock on your door? Is it like you come out of your house and then they're like photoing you? Like, how did that happen? Are they just knocking, or is it just like going out to a car and then they approach you, kind of like celebrity stuff? How did that all
fair use?
So I woke up one morning to a message from my friend, and she'd sent me a news article, and there was a photo of me outside my house and a photo of my dad. He lives like 1,000 kilometers away from me, and I was like, "What the hell?" And that's when I realized
I don't want to hear about that.
At the time, which was really crazy, and yeah, I was pretty angry about that.
Wow, that's crazy. And going from being like an average person who's not used to this, getting thrown in. That's why I was really curious on how you reacted to that, because that would be a kind of like a shock to the system, right? Going from, just being a normal person to like everybody wanting to talk to you and see you. Is this something that do you kind of like the feeling of it, or is it kind of intrusive overall?
You know what? I think it's nice as long as like the people are lovely. Like whenever I go out in public now, I get people coming up to me and saying, "Oh my God, Annie," and like asking for a photo or wanting to talk to me. And if they're nice to me, then it's totally fine. I love it. I love meeting new people. I like having conversations with people that I've just met. So that's totally fine. It's only when it's negative.
Well, if she slept with 300 men, she has to have this open, bubbly personality to meet people.
Yeah.
She has to be able, like.
But I mean, not necessarily sleep with them, because the woman could be almost standoffish, and if they're willing to, if someone approaches them, they can still get it. Because I don't think I think they would talk to her whether she was bubbly or standoffish.
So one thing I try not to do, I really don't like to do research on the people that I interview, because I want to talk about it and have like an open discussion, like for the first time, because I want to ask you in a curiosity way. So I'm an entrepreneur. I hated working for people, but I did read this one article where you did lose your job or you got fired, like something happened with your boss. Can you explain what happened there? And like at this point, I think it's public. You're making over 100K a month through OnlyFans, so like who gives a crap? But what happened with the boss? What type of job were you working? What's that whole story? Was it an angry firing thing? Like what happened there? I'm curious.
Yeah, so I had just started a new job as a marketing manager of a shopping center, and I was on my 5th day of the job, so it was very early on. And at the time, I was doing OnlyFans, but it was very much just a side hustle, and I was honestly just doing it to earn like an extra grand or two a month, an extra $1,000, $2,000 a month. But yeah, I was on my 5th day of the job, and I actually went home sick. And then about an hour later, I had an email saying your termination or whatever of your contract, and then they listed 3 reasons as to why I was being terminated, and I believe one of them was because I had pornographic images and lewd, crude language on a website, something about me being a public figure of the business and they can't have people doing that. And then the other one was that I lied about it because they'd asked me earlier on in the day if I had any side businesses, which I responded no, because it wasn't really a side business. I wasn't paying tax at the time because I wasn't really earning that much money. So yeah, and then that was it. And they gave me the opportunity to argue against it, but I was like, no, I don't care. I'm done.
Did you tell them to go after themselves?
What do you think about the employer firing someone who has an OnlyFans?
I mean, that's understandable, especially, if you're, same thing as a background check. If you come up with something, if you have pornography on the internet and that stops you from losing a job, I mean, that's understandable.
So you're saying that OnlyFans means pornography?
It is pornography. What else is it?
What about the people that have OnlyFans and they only post pictures with them in bikinis and they're not doing anything pornographic?
I think it's titillation with the belief that it would lead to pornography, especially with the bikini photos at the OnlyFans.
Is that the word overtures? Is that
yeah, it's over. I guess it gives overtures of pornography or sexuality or some sexual implications with the little bikini photos, and that they're exclusive. They're exclusive photos essentially. So I mean, that would lead me to think if I was subscribed to a bikini person or a person with bikini photos, that eventually it would lead to something a little more racy, a little more.
So you don't have a problem with the employee? Well, here in New York City, we're in New York City,
yeah,
and in New York City, you can fire someone for any reason. You don't even need a reason to fire a person.
Oh, really?
In other places, you need a reason. And she's in Australia, so Australia, it seems that they needed a reason to fire her. Plus, they was allowing her the opportunity to fight the charges. Where here in New York, I can fire you just because I don't like the way you comb your hair or the cologne you're wearing.
No, there has to be more to that.
No, not in New York. Trust me, I know.
That would seem like that would leave somebody up the company up to litigation. Like I got
that's what's so great about it. You can't. They won't be able to. It's very difficult to. And what you'll do is, if you did open up a case, you might get the lawyer's fee money. They might say, "Oh, it's going to cost us $8,000 to solve." So offer her what we're going to pay y'all. That's what the employer would say. Whatever the cost of me having to pay you guys. But let me just say this: for the most part, New York City, you can fire somebody for any reason. You don't need a reason. That's what's so great about New York. If you're the employer, which I've been the employer, and I've fired many people.
I wish they would have done that. That's so
I fired people just for the way they look. I didn't like their attitude face.
And just give them the finger and say, I really don't give a crap what you think. Was there kind of like an FU moment, or was it kind of cordial and like professional, no thank you type thing?
I thought about suing them because they attached a screenshot of my OnlyFans, which is actually illegal. But I decided I was going to be the bigger person and just let it go. And I just responded, no, I'm not interested. Like, thanks for the opportunity. Kept things mature.
Yeah, that's what most people do.
Wow.
People just hold on.
I'm just curious here. Now, there is something called nymphos, like people that really like to have sex a lot. Is that what you are, or is it something that, like, did you plan to do this? Was this kind of premeditated? Like, I'm gonna do this 300 people thing, and then I'm gonna go viral. I just really like sex, or I'm just like really lonely. Like, why? I'm just curious. Like, why did you do? Like, was it one of an entrepreneurial venture? Well, again, was that in the back of your mind, or was it more just like, I just like sex, I'm just gonna do this, and then this organically happened?
It's funny because you're the first person that's actually asked me this, which is crazy. But no, it wasn't premeditated. Before the 300 people in a year, I think my body count was like 12. And I was like, I haven't had that much sexual experience. I had an OnlyFans at the time. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start putting myself out there, going on the dating apps, going on dates, starting to be a bit more sexually open, try new things. Like, it was more of like a me thing, just to like explore myself, I guess. And then obviously it's beneficial to my OnlyFans as well. But yeah, I never expected any of this to happen, and definitely it was not planned, which is insane.
So is that 12 people total, or 12 people per year prior to this? You said 12 people. Was that like 12 total, and then you went to the 300?
12 people. Yeah, 12 people total.
And then 300. Okay, so now let's get into the juicy stuff here. So first and foremost here, like, because I got to ask, because a lot of people are asking DM, because we have a rating system, I'm able to kind of gauge, guys are able to gauge. I'm married now. I don't gauge anything, by the way, nothing. So happily married. So now if I look at it like, there's a rating system for guys. What is your...
He's married, so he can't gauge or rate. What?
No, I think he's trying to be sweet and
that's the whole. Like yeah. He's a feminist.
He's playing to the thing. He probably does amongst his friends.
Come on.
Yeah, he's playing.
What are you? You lost your heartbeat, sir?
Rating system when you're going through, picking the 300. Is it like they got to be a 7 and up? What's your rating of a 7? Have you lowered your standards to get to the 300? Because, like, again, if you have that volume, I would think quality would go down. What's your criteria here?
No, I am seriously picky. Like, I would not go below a 7. Obviously, personality is probably more important to me, but if it is just going to be a one-night stand, then I would rather go off looks, because at the end of the day, we're not going to be doing that much talking. So, yeah, I would never drop below a 7. I think a lot of people think that I literally will just have sex with anything. That's not true. There's millions of people in Australia, so I have plenty to choose from, and I definitely do have a standard, and I generally don't go below a 7 out of 10 in my eyes.
But how do you scout this out? Is it because, again, it takes time, right? It takes a little bit of time, right? You got to get out, you got to get dressed up, you got to create the attraction. Once you create the attraction, there's, you just got, like, how do you do it so fast? Is it just online? Is it like just come over? Like, how do you go through it this fast? Because I'm thinking logistics. I'm a logical thinker. I like to ask questions. So from a logistics time standpoint, plus you got to work, plus it sounds like you're an entrepreneur. It sounds like you're smart, like, because you're making money, you're doing things, like, you got a good head on your shoulders from what I'm seeing. I don't know you personally, but how do you get how do you schedule all this in?
I think, like, it kind of started on dating apps. So obviously you get to talking to guys on there, and it's so much easier on dating apps to, I guess, like, be like, okay, let's go get a drink, and then you go get a drink, and then you go home with it. It's like pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of groundwork that's like really needed. I guess it's the same when you go out, but like, most of it started with dating apps. Now I'll go out, and if I find a cute guy I like, I'll go home with him. But yeah, it's not as hard as people think. I think people put too much pressure on it. Like, people overthink it a little bit. It's actually really simple. Like, you just go out, you talk to a guy, you like him, and you take him home.
She's lying.
Yeah, she's definitely lying.
She's lying.
Yeah.
You're lying. Well, how many of these men have apartments that they could take you to?
Yeah, how
many of these men are living with their mother, have a bunch of roommates?
You don't go from 12 to 300 spontaneously. I think maybe she had a...
This is a woman who's trying to... She's chasing the bag.
Yeah.
And she's lying about the body count. And can I just say this? This is a TikTok sensation. TikTok is the devil.
Yeah, well,
TikTok is the devil. TikTok is telling you that if you want to advertise your sexual prowess, we will push you through the algorithm forward. It's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
This man who's interviewing her, the first 10 minutes when we had the technical sound difficulty, he was saying how he's been posting every day since 2016, and he doesn't have the following she has in 2 months.
Yeah, because what the difference is, she's pretty attractive, and the fact of a pretty attractive woman saying she's promiscuous, I think it gives followers the idea that they might have an opportunity.
Right, it's like I've been with 300 men in a year. Men are gonna say, "I got a chance."
Yeah, and follow her, see what she's doing next.
You know how hard it is for you to get nothing but a 7 in Australia out of, oh, come on, talking about there's millions of people in Australia, so how hard? Like, are you joking? We're talking about there's only 365 days out of the year.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. Yeah.
You're talking about you have to do minimum of 5 to 10 guys a day, certain days. What about like certain holidays, religious day? Like, lady, what are you talking about? This lady, Premium Black News has. Remember when we exposed the guy who said he had 7 baby mothers?
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
We were the first ones that said he was lying.
Well, it came out that he was?
It came out that he was lying. You know who exposed it? Other than we did it first. The very next day after we did it, the lead attorney did it. The lead attorney had him on the show and was like, "Sir, you're lying."
Oh, we smelled something in there, man.
We knew it. This lady is a liar. She's going viral. She's a liar. You hear it here. Premium Black. Don't get me wrong. This guy might expose it too. And the original reason and the original time that I had this, I got to what inspired. What's the word? Inspired me?
Yeah.
Inspired. Why do I have such an issue with the word inspire and aspire? I've always, my brain just always messes up inspire and aspire.
No, inspired led you to do something. Inspired is something you want to do.
Right. So I was inspired by Albert and Preach. Albert and Preach are YouTubers from Montreal. One is African and one is Haitian guy, and they do really good work. And I never listened to their critique. All I just saw was the first 2 minutes of the show, and I said, "Oh, let me go check out this guy's channel," and it led me right to this thing here. And this guy, interesting. This guy only has 1,000 subscribers. 1.3 thousand subscribers, and he said he's been doing this since 2016. So maybe, and it's a sports show.
Yeah, what do you think made her want to let him interview her?
A sports show guy, because he paid her.
But he doesn't,
He paid her. He hit her off with $1,000, and it went through.
But
so
she's making 100. That's kind of chump change if she has making 100,000 a month.
Yeah, but she's making whatever he agreed to. Maybe it's 2,500 he agreed to. Let me just say this: this show has gotten, look, it's only gotten 7.9 views in the last 30 days. So I don't think he paid her much. I think that she's a liar. I think this guy, he's a sports show guy. Let's show him some respect. His name is Joe Kham.
Camus?
Yeah. KHAMOU show, the Joe Camus show. Only 1,000, unless that's 1 point. Yeah, that might be 1 million.
1,000. No,
1 million.
1,000. No,
yeah.
8,000.
Yeah. So this guy is a regular guy like you and I. Yeah. He's been putting it down since 2016. He has nothing compared to maybe his Instagram or his TikTok is big. I don't know the guy, but I would like to say that this woman is a liar.
I agree.
She's lying. And she's a liar, and this is BS. We'll give it another 2 minutes, and we'll see if we change our mind.
I was always like, I had very high standards when I was younger. I would never settle for hanging out with anybody that I shouldn't be hanging out with or don't want to. Right? I was very selective. But the problem is, there's a lot of needy guys out there. Okay. And is there a lot of people that are like what they call stage 5, whatever, clingers or whatever? They cling on to you. They keep calling you. Out of the 300, have any turned into guys that have potentially like really harassing you? I want more. I got to come back. Or has everybody been like one and done? I accept this. It is what it is.
I feel like I've been pretty straightforward from the start about what I want, and that I don't want it to be anything serious, and that it is just casual. That being said, there has been a couple of guys who have wanted more, and I guess
Of course
had their
there is.
feelings.
No, I
hurt
believe that.
because
If
I'm not
this
interested in them
is
in
even
that
the
way.
case.
But I don't think that that's really my fault because I've been honest with them from the start. So
Yeah, more
it's
lies.
been, like,
More lies.
Yeah.
She's only saying that to show face, like to make it more real that there's been a few guys. If you slept with 300 guys, we talking about you would have
Way
at
more will be
least,
clingy.
yeah, you
Way
would have
more.
men that are like at your door with flowers
Yeah.
and a crazy eyes.
Yeah. Come on.
Okay, talking about how they want you to meet their mother, they want to marry you. This is I'm not going to listen to anymore. Let's go to another clip that I sent you. This clip is over. This lady is a liar. She's lying, and she's full of H. There's no more.
Yeah. You want to?
Wait, I haven't sent you. I haven't sent you
check
anything.
back. No, I think I.
You might have raped.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You want to go back and thingies?
No, this is good. This is good. This is good. Like Premium Black News, y'all. We're gonna just keep it real light and simple today.
Yeah, a short one today.
Yeah, this is a short video. I got a lot going on with you know what I got going on.
Yeah,
but
looking fresh and both like the evil empire and like Saint Nick. It's perfect. You're the perfect medium.
Why Saint Nick?
It's Christmas.
Oh, you saying they combined Saint Nick with
the Empire, the evil empire, and they made that shirt.
And you see the way he has his hand out? Can you see that? His hand is out with the force. Where's the force?
Yeah, that's how he gets people.
Yeah. I got nothing else.
There you go.
You got any last words for this OnlyFans tramp? OnlyFans manipulator.
I don't have that much hostility towards her because she's going for a market. You leave a market open, people are going to be selling. You leave a market where people can sell poop appropriately. You're going to have 10,000 people lined up selling poop if there's a market for poop. So This is what, and the market for poop is the market for being attractive and promiscuous. There's a big market in that. That's why there's so many OnlyFans people. So if you're attractive, there's a lot of money in saying that you sleep around. So
yeah,
it's no longer that being attractive is, the protect yourself or don't be like you're too beautiful to be like using your body. Your body's precious. No.
You have 2 daughters, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of them is 25, and the other one is 11. How heartbreaking would it be for my daughters to come to me and be like, yo, Dad, I got this idea. I'm going to tell the world that I'm sleeping around, but I'm not. Don't worry. It's just to make money.
I wouldn't even listen to her. I wouldn't even.
I mean, like, damn, man, I failed as a father. If you got to go out, this is your way of making money by lying to the people and doing this, like, promoting this promiscuity. Like, you're promoting debauchery. You're promoting this emptiness.
Yeah. And you're promoting like falsehoods. I think because you're not even like. Because I think she's promoting the image that she's saying you can get. Because I don't think anybody really believes her. I don't assume people.
I think the problem is people do believe her.
I think
we don't believe her. We have the objective perspective.
Okay,
most people are not objectively prospecting anything.
Okay, I see. In other words, I don't think they're enticed based on how did you sleep with 300 people. I think they're enticed of there's a attractive woman saying she slept with people. So I think just the fact that she would express that she's sleeping with 300 people is beyond that whether she did it or not. So I don't even know if it's I think it's just the idea that she would talk about being promiscuous that makes it a little.
Right. And where are all these men? I want to see the forum of all these men coming forward saying, yeah, I was number 38. Yeah. I was number 64.
But I was number 300 men to bull crap that. Look at all the fans she got.
Yeah, but I think we're at a interesting place in our timeline and this reality that we're in, where the attractive woman is now scamming. when scamming, it's a bit of a gritty world.
I think it's an ugly woman's game.
It's a gritty. It's more of a. There are consequences for scamming. So a lot of people who do scamming, they have the scars to prove it. Like, where's the scar under her right eye from the guy who just wouldn't stop when she said stop? You know what I mean? Like where is the barbed wire scratches on your arm from when you had to scale that fucking fence because the guy called all his friends over?
She got like, maybe she stopped right at the one. If it was 301, if she went to 301, that would have been the one that would.
See, my whole thing is that
obviously it's bull crap.
Yeah. My whole thing is that we have an attractive woman scamming men, and it really bothers me because men are just way too easy to just manipulate.
But I think the men are chasing a fantasy, not the truth. That's why I think they understand what she gives as fantasy, but they just don't care. It's that she's selling this.
She has a hot chick that they think they stand a chance for. Yeah. This reminds me of someone, real quick.
Yeah, man.
I used to have the biggest crush on 7 of 9 from Star Trek Voyager.
I don't know which one that is.
Can you look up Star Trek Voyager, the 7 of 9? Well, there's this actress, 7 of 9, who was...
Is she a robot?
Yeah, she wasn't a robot. She was assimilated by the Borg. And they put in these... that's there she goes. Let me show.
Star Trek really had a lot of masculine-looking women in there.
So she's masculine looking? Oh, yeah. Now I see the masculinity in her face. But back in the day...
Very androgynous. That was like because Star Trek was very progressive.
Well, you know why this woman was on Star Trek? Because she was originally... Damn, look at this. That's nice.
Did she play one of somewhat strength and confidence?
Here was the thing. Yeah. Her character was supposed to be the first lesbian character on Star Trek. Her character was written where she was trying to fight, because they assimilated her as a child. So she grew up in this collective where she never had her own thoughts. You only think about the collective and the betterment of the collective at all times, trying to build and make better the collective. So everything you did...
The communist propaganda.
Star Trek. Yeah. So Star Trek... So this was what it was all about, this one mind, like a hive mind. So when they separated her from the hive mind as an adult, she had to then start to figure out, what did she like? What she was interested in. Did she even want love? Did she want to be held? Did she want to be touched? And they were supposed to slowly, gradually bring her into where she was with and falls in love with a woman. But at the end, Star Trek punked out, and she started to date men. But that was her original. That was the original character. Yeah, exactly. So what did you say? Character art?
Arc.
Yeah, that was her character arc. And so 7 of 9, I find out that this woman, this fine androgynistic woman who's stacked, she's totally stacked, and beautiful body, booty, thighs, bust. She's a really attractive woman to me at the time. Back in the days, I was like, oh my God, 7 of 9 is all that. 7 of 9 divorces her husband because he had her in the sex clubs, forcing her to have sex with random men. And I was like, oh my God, why didn't I live in DC at the time? Why wasn't I there in this room with 7 of 9? Like, just imagine all the men that was like, yo, I'm actually smashing 7 of 9.
I don't care. First of all, I don't care how hot of a woman you are. If your husband wants me specifically to do that, that's gonna really take the piss out of it for me.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be in that room. You wouldn't be in that room. You would not go into a room where men want you to sleep with their wives.
Yeah, probably not.
I have no problem with going into those rooms. Or at least there was a time where I was not a problem. That's your wife? Cool. Yo, nice to meet you. She was amazing, bro.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
That's too weird for you, right? Yeah. As for me, I wouldn't want to share my wife. But you know, if somebody else wanted to, I didn't have a problem with that. That's no big deal. Come on. That's debauchery, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when you hear these hot women doing these kind of things, you're just like, wow. So it's you kind of believe that it can happen when this woman says, I've been with 300 men. And I went on Tinder dates, and then right after a drink, we went into their homes. Oh, stop it, you liar! Get out of here. Anyway, and I think the husband vehemently denied it, the for the divorce. But I'm sure that helped her get that divorce quicker, saying those things about him, those allegations.
Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. That could have been to get leverage in proceedings.
Right.
Because you probably could have just consented, but now it was a form of abuse, and nobody can make you do something like that. What are you talking about?
Right.
Who can make you do that?
Yeah, the husband made me. He made me have sex with all those men in that sex. Please stop.
Come on.
Please stop. Anyway, you are appreciated. Premium Black News. This is a short one. A real quick one. You got any last words on this tramp from Australia?
No. She's not. She do what you got to do, lady. You know.
So you approve of this?
I don't approve it. I don't approve it. It's like if you're selling like a rock, like a legit rock, not like a metaphor. Like if you're selling rocks at a supermarket and you're saying, here's these rocks, you got buy $1. Someone's going to pay for $1 for those rocks. I'm not going to mad at the person for gathered a bunch of racks and selling them.
So you're saying don't hate the player, hate the game?
Yeah. I'm not mad at her.
That's what your rock analogy said to me. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
I mean, I guess sure that sums it up. I guess I'm not. I mean, I just don't got I have no hostility towards her, like generally, because she's not. No, her. I don't think her bull crap is trying to take anybody down.
She's taking morality down. She's telling young people, if you're beautiful and attractive, promote sex, and you can win because men are so easily manipulated, and they're willing to spend the $5 million a month.
Yeah, I'm worried about taking care of my household, not society. Society's full of individuals. I'm not with that grand morality. If someone tries to impose on my household and put principles within my household, that's not but you want to if my daughter comes up and shows me this woman and shows her as some kind of deity or someone she looks up to, that's going to get shut down. There's going to be punishment involved, and I'm not going to allow that to happen. Right. For the rest of society, take it in. It's not my problem.
And there we have it, and there it is. You are appreciated. I was going to do a Star Trek reference real quick.
Live long and prosper.
Yeah. Long and prosper. This was a Small Hat reference. Did you know that? Leonard Nimoy.
I do think I know something. I think I heard that somewhere because that sounds very familiar.
Yeah, Leonard Nimoy said when he was a child, there was these men in a circle, and he snuck into the circle, and they were all with their hands like this, praying. So that's when he brought that to the Star Trek thing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And Leonard Nimoy is Spock, by the way.
Yeah, I did know that.
Right. I'm into Star Trek. I'm not into the Star Wars though.
I mean, I'm not really into neither, but I've seen them.
What about Stargate?
I never even saw that. I never watched Stargate ever. I watched Star Trek.
You're missing out, dude. Stargate is that's my show.
Before Voyager, the
Next Generation.
Yeah, that's the one I saw the most episodes of.
Yeah, me too. With Deanna Troi.
Picard.
Yeah. Picard, arguably one of the greatest captains that ever lived. I would argue that the woman from Voyager, she's also plays in Orange is the New Black. That's the line cook. She's the older Russian woman. She played in Voyager, the captain of Voyager. She, to me, was like the best captain who made the realest, the smartest decisions.
What about the black guy from Deep Space Nine?
No. Cisco. That was a joke. Cisco was a joke. He's based on emotion. He wasn't based on logic.
That's why he was a flawed leader. That's probably different leaders have different leadership qualities.
Yeah, his leadership qualities sucked. He sucked.
He wasn't no Picard.
Yeah, it was always that woman, Deanna Troi. Was it Deanna? Who was the woman that was one of these women. She was like running the whole place, you know, totally disrespected him. And then they had Odo, the shapeshifter on the Deep Space Nine.
Was that the guy who kept trying to make side deals?
No, that was the guy from the
character.
he was the bar owner, the barkeep.
Yeah.
He had the big ears, the big robes. Yeah. He was good. I liked all that stuff, man. But Star Trek was too,
good, right?
you know, Star Trek was that's not even. I mean, Star Wars.
On that note,
yeah, you are appreciated. Big Elvis to Chef Rosenberg.
all work.
And I love you, and that's a fact. Boom.